Got it. Got it.
So, hello everyone. So, we are with Women Ascension Mentor Session 1.23, and we have our favorite mentor, Asma Naeem, and she's a founder of BrainTox. She is passionate to help ambitious women leaders and entrepreneurs to evolve beyond the self limitations set by their subconscious so that they can tap into their ultimate potentials and create a life of possibility, passion, and purpose. She firmly believes women empowerment is a critical aspect of achieving gender equality. She will address on the topic how to use powerful language to make your dream life. This webinar is a continuation of the previous sessions that she has been taking and in which the mentor thought teaches us about the reasons why we feel stuck and limited in life and how to feel free. Thank you, Asma, for your time and dedication as always. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Naeem. As always, I appreciate for all the effort you and your team are putting into these webinars and everything, because the core is that to create more awareness. And yesterday I was talking to a friend and we were talking about mental health. And this is the topic which is, I think, in our society is ignored the most. And we just don't pay attention how much important the mental health is. If we have any physical problem, we just rush to a doctor and we don't mind explaining them whatever the issues we are having. But when it comes to mental health, we are just so reluctant to even talk about it. We are just struggling with ourselves day and night. So that's what my whole aim with these webinars is like to create more awareness. So I'm so thankful for your team, for yourself, and for all the participants here. Thank you so much for joining in. It's very encouraging. And I appreciate if you can spread a word and if you can invite more people into these webinars, not just for me, but for all the other mentors. They're doing a great job. So please do invite more people in such webinars because we really need to create this level of awareness. Whether it's a mental health we are talking about or any other skill, what Mahina and her platform is teaching other people. So this is very essential. They're putting a lot of time and energy. So let's encourage them and let's support them. And please do invite other people in such webinars. And it's going to be really helpful for them. And it's encouraging for ourselves as well, because we are also putting our time and effort into this. So today's topic is about powerful language. So in all my webinars, I'm talking about mindset. So the language or words is the most powerful thing, or I can say it's a core of developing your mindset. We all know to some extent that words have power. If we are using a positive word, we have ability to engage, inspire, or motivate. And if we are using a negative word, it can damage, it can discourage, it can dismiss, and it will only create more negative effects into our lives. And this is how our brain has learned to communicate through language. So language, I don't mean by, I'm not saying here language as English, African, Urdu, these languages. I'm talking about the words, how brain communicate our words. This is how we communicate with the word. And this is through words we tell the whole world how actually we are feeling, what are our values, what exactly we believe. In last webinar, we were talking about how we can change beliefs. So remember, words are very powerful to change your beliefs. It creates your beliefs as well. The words we are using at the very same time, it's a it's a core to change your beliefs as well. If you want to change your beliefs, you can change it through your words. Words work like you are seeding a plant in someone's mind. Imagine if to your child, you're telling any possible that you can do it, you are brilliant, you're amazing. So this is how they're going to respond in their life, because you are seeding this plant in their minds with your words and thoughts. But if you tell them that you are no good, you're stupid, you don't know how to do this, even not even with kids, even if you look at, if we are running a team or you are encouraging your teammates or your subordinates, if you just tell them you have done amazing job, you have done amazing work, well done, very good, how they will react. they will be more encouraged. So words have really strong power, how you're going to impact your life and how you're impacting others' lives. So it's very important, first of all, let's understand how words affect on our neurology. So definitely words have impact on our brain structure. So I'm just going to explain the very basic concepts that how by using words we change the structure of our brain. So let me share my presentation here. Okay, this is the one. Just a moment, please. All right.
Hello.
Okay. Hello, Vaida. Welcome. Glad to see
Thank
you. You're
you.
joining. Okay. So we're starting with the neuroscience of our words. Let me minimize this one so I can concentrate on this. So guys, I'm just showing here your so don't get so don't be intimidated by these pictures. I'm just give you a very simple concept here that any unpleasant and negative language can disrupt the specific genes that play an essential part in the production of neurochemicals that protect us from stress. So how stress affects our brain structure, I'm going to explain here. A single negative word can increase the activity in our amygdala. So this is the part we are talking about, amygdala. If you look from the front, it comes from this side and it comes here, like in the center of the brain. This is amygdala. So amygdala in our brain is like a fight and flight mechanism. So whenever we have any threat in our life, so this is the part of our brain which gets activated and it starts releasing the hormones of stress. It's like if you have any threat in your life, the fight and fight mechanism will active, and either you want to run away, you want to deal with the situation, but you feel the whole stress. So this whole stress hormones comes from your amygdala. So even when you're using a negative words, it it it, it affects your amygdala process because it will activate it. With negative words, what we are doing is like we're activating a fight and flight mechanism. So it's going to start producing the stress hormones and neurotransmitter, which is interrupt the functioning of our brains, specifically when it comes to logic, reason, and language. Because as we discussed, that consciously we work on our logic and reasons, and it affects our language. So what happened, for example, if you're angry? What happened when you're angry? You even don't think about the logic at that time. It shuts down. It shuts down your logic. So whenever you're very angry, you're furious, what you do? You're just reacting and you're feeling the stress in your body. And what happened when amygdala gets activated, which is like part of your brain is going to activate it, it's a fight and flight mechanism, you will think less. You will think less about the logic, even what you're talking about. And sometimes we get into a very abusive language when we are angry. And once we are settled down after some time, then we realize what actually we did. So it's the same thing when we talk in a negative words, it's going to activate this part of our brain, which is amygdala, which is like us survival, which is a fight and flight mechanism for survival. So it's just not any physical threat is going to be activated. Even if you're using a negative word, your brain is going to process in the same way because I'm using negative words. It means there is a threat. It means there is something not right. I need to protect myself. So what will happen? All the stress hormones like a cortisol will start releasing in your body. Then you will feel the stress in your body. Just every talking negative in your life to feel body. Do you feel any positivity in your body? So the concept of explaining you here a little bit of neuroscience of words, the whole point is that please understand whatever you're speaking is just not affecting your emotions, but it has also effect on your body and it's going to change your brain structure as well. So another example of it. Uh, okay, now here we are talking about. Sorry, here we're talking about this parietal lobe, if I'm pronouncing it right, sorry. Here we're talking about this part of it. So this part of this is parietal lobe. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I'm just trying to explain it here. This part of it works with our perceptions, with our self-perceptions. If I have a positive perception about myself, I'm going to perceive other also to extent in a positive way. But if I have a very negative perception about my own self, I'm going to perceive other also in a negative way. Maybe I'll doubt their sincerity. I will have suspicion on them because this is what how I perceive myself. And because you project your own self to others. If you think about yourself positively, so you're going to perceive others to extent positively. You would expect some good out of them. But if you are holding a perception about yourself, you don't like your own self, you doubt your own self. The same thing you're going to do with other people as well. So that part of this part is going to affect with the perceptions you have about yourself and you're having about others. Same goes for the thalamus. This is the part of our brain which is called thalamus. And your conscious words, thoughts, and feeling is going to affect this part of your brain. And the research shows that thalamic changes affect the way in which you perceive the reality. So whatever words we speak, whatever perceptions we hold is going to affect our brain structure as well. So this part of thalamus is going to also depict that how I'm going or how I'm perceiving the reality outside of me. So whatever words we speak, it does have effect on our brain structure. And our brain structure keeps changing the way we are changing, where our mind and thoughts and words are changing, our brain structure is also changing. So the whole point is that understand that whatever you are, whatever language or words you're using, it is affecting the brain structure. It is affecting the brain health. And this is the reason that when we are in constant stress, we are constantly using negative words, whether it's about ourselves and others. So what happens? It affects our memory. Your mind gets foggy. You can't concentrate. You can't focus. Your mind is always distracted. This is the reason we are so much busy on our phones. We are so much busy on TV series because we just don't want to address whatever is going inside us. Through our negative words, we are affecting our whole brain energy, brain structure. So this is how our memory get affected, our focus span get affected. Some people have sleep problems, some people have appetite problems, even some people, those who are eating a lot of food, their body doesn't need that, but it's just their emotional reasons or there's emotional need which they don't know. They keep eating it, and some people they stop eating it. So just with the negative words, when it's going to make a different impact on your brain, so the what your brain signal is sending to your body is also going to affect you on a physical level. Your sleep, your appetite, your mood, your experiences, everything is going to change. So this is a very basic concept I'm trying to explain here that with your words and with your language, it definitely had an impact on your brain physical structure. And when there is something going on here, it's definitely gives you the same impact on your body. And that's why we develop so many diseases in our body. So I strongly believe all our physical disease comes from our emotional problems and emotional reasons which we don't address. So if you have please any questions, so please come up with your questions, and I will really appreciate if you guys just be more interactive in this session because that I will also feel that I'm not talking to my laptop. There are other people who are listening to me. So if you have any of your experiences, you have any opinion, you have any questions, so please do share. Do ask me if there's anything you want to know. Okay, so till here we are clear. This is just I'm giving a basic concept of how our words are affecting our brain structure. So moving forward, there is a book, Words Can Change Your Brain by Andrew Newberg and Mark Robbett. They are leading experts in spirituality and brain. And I'm sure if you guys are here with this topic, you are very interested in this topic. So I highly recommend all of you to read this book. You will get a lot of knowledge how your words impact your brain. So I have just taken a few lines from the book to share it because I find it quite interesting and fascinating information to share with you. So very quickly, I'm going to read it. So without language, we find ourselves living in a state of emotional chaos. Our brain has given us the potential to communicate in extraordinary ways, and the way we choose to do so can improve the neural functioning of the brain. Now, this is very interesting. A single word has the power to influence the expression of the genes that regulate physical and emotional stress. So imagine your words have also impact on your genes. If we do not continually exercise the brain's language centers, we cripple our neurological ability to deal with the problems we encounter with each other. And definitely, language shapes our behavior, and each word we use is imbued with a multitude of personal meaning. The right words, spoken in the right way, can bring us love, money, and respect. Because we keep talking about that, I want a dream life, or I want a life I really wanted to live. So, this is the basic things we are looking for: love and money and respect. While the wrong words or even the right words spoken in the wrong way can lead to a country to a war. You must have seen all this when you want to win a nation, you want to go for a war or you want to stop a war. So what these leaders do, they use their words, they use their speeches. Their speeches will inspire you in some way or the other. They will motivate you either to create a peace or go for a war. So this is what these writers explaining here, and I must tell you, they have done a lot of research on this. We must carefully orchestrate our speech if we want to achieve our goals and bring our dreams to fruition. Another few lines from them. They suggest that positive words like peace and love can alter the expressions of genes. So imagine if your negative words can change your genes, so you can reverse that as well. If you use more peace and love in your life, strengthening areas in our frontal lobe and promoting the cognitive function of the brain. And it's definitely, like I said, if you are in constant stress with your negative thoughts and words, it's going to affect your memory. But if you are using more love and peace and more positive words, it's also going to improve your cognitive functioning and propel the motivational centers of the brain into action and build resiliency. And the very important thing they say, by holding a positive and optimistic word in your mind, you stimulate frontal lobe activity. This area includes specific language centers, like we were talking about the thalamus and the amygdala. This area includes specific language centers that connect directly to the motor cortex responsible for moving you into action. And they said the longer you concentrate on positive words, the more you begin to affect other areas of brain. So these guys have done a lot of research that how our words actually change our brain structure. And they emphasize a lot on how to use a more optimistic and more positive language and words. If you guys have any questions, please come up. If you have anything to share, so please.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask one question from the very starting of your slides that
Okay.
is it like when we use negative words, it's affect our own brains, or it's also related to the surroundings, like the people around us, the environment, like anytime we just started anything, so we always have to face something, nahi ho payega, you can't do this, it's very difficult, quit. So it's the same thing that goes for the surroundings, like especially when you talk about that uh, data
Amygdala.
that
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that are the
See,
brain part.
thank you for asking this question, Brilliant. This is what like I start with, that when we are using the words, it's just not affecting us, but when we are planting these seeds of words in someone's mind. It is normally said that actions are louder than words. Yeah, this is what we hear a lot. Actions are louder than words. But if you understand here that words and thoughts are the seeds of those actions. So it's because we are all interconnected in the same environment. So this is the reason when we are telling someone else also they can't do it, we don't appreciate them. We are seeding, we are giving the seeds of those negative words in their mind. So now it depends on them whether they take it or they reject it. So same goes for us. If no one is going to appreciate us, and by the way, this is something very common in women. We always look for external validation, even if in the meeting. And this is what like, it's not my personal opinion, but this is what I have experienced with my clients as well. And this is research also tells us that we females, we always look for external validation. If I say something in the meeting, when I go out, I'll ask another colleague or a friend, did I say it right? Or I should have said something else. Was I sounding okay? Or was it right? Because I'm always looking for a validation. So if someone is not appreciating you, so do that job for yourself. And that's why the self-development is very important. So shut your ears and become deaf when you hear negative words about yourself. Become deaf. Just behave like that. You didn't hear anything. And this is a conscious effort you have to do. So when we talk about this brain part, so definitely if I start believing in negative feedback about myself, it is going to affect my amygdala because it's going to activate my fight and flight mechanism. Because, for example, if I'm going for an exam and someone tells me, "Oh my God, you are not going to pass this exam," it's not possible. It's very tough. Actually, there are very few number of people who have cleared this exam. I doubt it's very difficult for you. What will happen? I'll feel that. I'll feel that threat. Oh my God, it's difficult now. I can't do it because everyone is telling me this. So my amygdala is active now. But if I shut that down and I say, I don't care what you're saying, I believe in myself, I have my confidence, and I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to make this happen. My amygdala is at peace. It's not going to release any stress hormones. I hope I've answered your question. Okay, there was a very interesting research conducted, and what they did is like they took a group of adults like between the age of 35 and 54, and they asked them to write every single day three positive things that happens during the day, and also write that why they chose those things. Now, this is the exercise you can also do. So I'm going to share different exercise during the webinar, and you can also do this exercise. And this study was conducted for 3 months. They and okay, before I explain this, very important thing is here. Whenever you start working on your personal development or you start any kind of activities, please don't think that habits which you have built over the years, maybe 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, you're going to change it in 7 days or maybe in 1 month. And you say, oh my God, I'm working on this on 30. By the way, hardly people reach to 30 days. Nothing is happening. Forget it. Let's do something else. No, at least for 90 days, do something. As per the latest research by neuroscientists, they said if you want to create a new habit, at least do one thing for 66 consecutive days without missing a single day, and then you're going to develop new habits. So coming back to the research, they did it for 3 months. This is a group of people, and they asked them what happened after 3 months. You were writing every single day three positive things, and you were writing why you have chosen that because then your mind starts working on that why you need that. So what happened? The result was that they said that our happiness has increased and it has helped us to reduce our depression. So what they were doing basically in this exercise, they were rewiring their brain. They had the focused attention on what's happening good in your life. Because see, in your life it's not possible that 100% everything is going wrong or 100% everything is going right. This is life. You have difficult things, you have easy things, you have some challenges, and some way you have some ease. There are some blessings you are asking God to give it to you, but there are already some blessings already exist in your life which we overlook and we ignore most of the time. So when we put our attention and focus on something that's really good happening in our life, and we start give less attention to what is not good happening or like what is maybe I don't like it or maybe it upsets me, I don't focus on that. I focus on that less, and I focus more what is good happening in my life. So what will happen? It will create a more happiness and positive effect in your life. For example, if you are doing any job and you're not happy in your job, it happens. You're not happy in your job. It's a difficult situation for you. So once you come back home, you have a lovely family. You have lovely kids, or maybe your siblings, your parents, your spouse, whoever. But once you come back home, you have a lovely family. You can spend an amazing time with them. So focus on that time. And at night when you are going to sleep, and if you're doing this exercise, just write the three good things what happened in your life today. Even not in your personal life, even if you have a bad job, it's not possible everything bad is happening in your job. Maybe something good has happened there as well during your day. Maybe your office boy made a nice tea for you. So that was an amazing thing he did for you. When you put your focus and mind on something which is really happening good in your life, the intensity of bad things or the challenging reduce. You're not agitated. It's also going to help. And now science suggests that words are capacity or it can boost the resilience. So words are so powerful. It can take away your energy or it can help you to succeed. Another very interesting research is there. Now I'm talking here about specifically about English language. Now roughly they said that there are 500,000 words in vocabulary, English vocabulary, and an average person he or she uses 2,000 words. For example, it's going to be like 5% of the entire language. But those who are great thinkers, those who are thought leaders, those who are writers, or those who are some creativity, they use around 3,000 plus words in their vocabulary. In normal people, they are not using even 500,000 words a day because we are so restricted to few words in our life and we keep repeating those words. And this is a research shows that we use only 2,000 words, a very specific words out of the total language. So what is interesting more here is this around this 3,000 words, let's say we are using out of this 500,000 words, which is we are using to express our feelings and emotions. Research shows that 75% of these words describe the negative emotions. Have you ever realized during the day what exactly you're thinking, yeah, whether it's your internal talk or whether it's your external talk? And there's another research I read a few days back, and they said 80% of our language, self-talk, is repetitive and is negative. So that's interesting. So for that, it's very important for us to know, to understand what type of words do you use most often, negative or positive? Have you ever given a thought to think about it, what kind of words during the day or it's like on a regular day what you use? And if you have not been, because most of us we are not conscious about it, we use a very specific vocabulary and regular word and keep repeating that whole day. So if you're not aware of it, you don't know whether during the day you're using a positive language, you're using a negative language, or which one is more. So what you can do is like write down, take a pen and paper, write down whether on your laptop or your iPhone or whatever. Just write down words you use frequently. Just observe your day. Or maybe you can take help from people around you and just ask them, because they are also observing you. So ask them which words on a routine day, which words I use very frequently. Because those words, they will give you a clue. What is your thinking pattern? What is your speaking pattern? So write down words which you think most commonly you are using during the day, or you can take help from someone around you. Because whatever the label we give to our experiences, that becomes our experience. So that's very important to understand. So words have a biochemical and neurotransmitter effect on the brain and body. So this is what we were discussing earlier. The neurotransmitter, we are saying from all these signals what we get from our brain to our body, and biochemical changes we feel when my brain is telling me I'm not good, I'm in a very bad situation, so my body is going to react in a similar way. So that's my biochemical changes are happening in my body, more cortisol and less of the happy hormones. So now just for a moment, you can do this exercise with me. If you use words like devastated, like any situation happen in your life, and you tell yourself, I am devastated, you will see how your body will feel. Instead, if you change that word from devastated to say, I'm a bit disappointed. So imagine it has a different expression and it has to have a different impact on your brain and your body. I'm devastated. I'm a bit disappointed. So it's going to have a different impact. For example, if your boss tells you, I think you are mistaken or you misunderstood the whole thing. So you will not take it like as serious or you will not take it the boss is saying to you, so okay, fine, okay, I'll do it. But if your boss tells you, I think you are wrong, you are lying, how do you react? You very So this is how someone asks that if someone is telling us these negative words, how it's impacting us. So this is the example. If I tell someone that, fine, I think you misunderstood, so let's look into it again. That has a different impact on that person, how we communicate. But if I'm telling you are lying, you don't know how to do your job, how is going to impact on that person, on his or her psyche or their behavior, how they're going to react to it? It's definitely going to pull out their energy. And the similar thing happen when we do this self-talk. So it's just not external. This is one thing is external, another thing is internal. So if I tell myself the same thing, that if I'm devastated, I have a different reaction in my body, in my brain. But if I tell myself it's okay, it happens, but I will find a way from, I'll find a way out, or I will figure out something else for me, or I will find a way for myself. I'll get it done, no problem. It's okay. I'll handle it. It has a different impact on my body, right? And you can try this. You can use the harsh words on yourself. Even if you, for example, if you just start reading negative words, just take a list of negative words, start reading them. You will see how your body will start reacting. You will feel that anxiety in your body because this is your brain is processing the negative words and your amygdala get active. And this is another very important example. Normally, this is a very common thing we ask each other, like, how are you? And how did you reply? If someone asks you, like, you're entering your office or home or wherever, someone asks you, how are you? Most of the time we say, I'm okay. It's okay. Yeah, fine. I'm going on. Not too bad. So then the person says, okay, how are you? I'm okay. So this is the most, I will say, this is the most energy puller words because this doesn't give you any energy. Even the another person who is listening to you, that person is also not getting good vibes from you. But on the contrary, you say, amazing, thank you. How are you? So let's start one thing from today, that if someone is going to ask you, how are you feeling or how are you? Don't ever say, I'm okay. I'm not too bad. This is, I hear this a lot. Not too bad. Things are okay. Don't say that. Even if you're not feeling amazing, it's perfectly fine. You don't have to say that because just now we discussed how words impact your brain and your biochemicals. So you're going to say, amazing. I'm doing perfectly fine. Perfect health. Perfectly fine. And it's just not, it's going, you are going to feel good in your body, but you're going to also help others to feel good about yourself. If you have any questions, you can please stop me and you can ask a question. I'm not checking any messages. If you have any, so please do let me know. Okay, this is very interesting. Have you ever observed when marketing people, they are doing marketing, if you have seen ads, there are some of them are very common words they use because those are the words which our brain processes in a very positive way. For example, if there are any sales or anything, it's affordable, it's the best price, it's convenient. Oh, it is going to reduce your XYZ work. It's going to be safe for you. It's going to save your time. These are all the marketing pitch words. Have you ever heard them? Because this works like a hypnosis on your brain. You keep hearing that. This is affordable. This is affordable. If someone keeps telling you this is affordable, what you will feel? You will be attracted towards it. So in marketing pitch also, you people they use these very um, persuasive words where they persuade you to go for it. Someone tells, I give you guarantee, and the best word is for free. We immediately go for it because that gives a very positive feeling in us. Oh, it's for free, or I have a guarantee, or it's going to give me some kind of safety. So if you ever observe in any product people are marketing, or people those who are into marketing, or they go for sales pitch, opt for always very persuasive positive words. So this is going to really affect people. Okay, now this is very interesting concept I read, and I thought I'm going to share with you guys. Abracadabra. This is the word I think all of us heard in our childhood. We watched those cartoons where you have this magician and it's the abracadabra, and that the rabbit comes out of a hat. So this is the word commonly we have, like we heard a lot, and I think as a child also we used to do with this, this is I have a magic wand and we do abracadabra and this is going to happen. But actually, and I always thought that this word is just very fictional word. I didn't knew it has a meaning. I use like till date sometimes with my siblings. I use this word abracadabra, and we're going to do this. But one of the magicians, his name is Andrew Bennett. He's a very famous magician, and he said that he did research. And by the way, he's like magician since 30 plus years. And he said once I was very curious to know that this word abracadabra does have actually any meaning, because we have grown up watching these cartoons of magicians and with this word abracadabra. And he said I was very curious to know that does this word or have any meaning? And he said he did a lot of research and he went back to many books and whatever resources he uses. And he said, to his surprise, what even I was surprised when I got to know, there is actually a meaning behind abracadabra. And what is that? What I speak is what I create. I was very amazed when I read this. I didn't know this word had any meaning. What I speak is what I create. This is a perfect magical word. And this came from language Hebrew. Hebrew language, it came, it's a very old word, so it came from a Hebrew language, which actually means what I speak is what I create. So this is what the concept he explains. He said, what the same thing what we're discussing till now is like your internal and external language creates that magic. Either you can make it or you can destroy it. And it's the same thing like if I'm going for a job interview, and if I think before even going for a job, and this is my internal discussion, our talk is happening, and I'm saying, oh my God, I don't know, there are 50 candidates. Look at the number of applications. Oh my God, 300 people have applied for this job. Are they going to consider me? Do I have those skills and competencies? So what I'm doing, I'm creating the magic of this word, and I'm creating a more negative energy. And chances are that I will not get it, because this is the expectation, our intention. I've already said it's very difficult for me. So very interesting concept he has explained. He said what he's doing with his students as well. He said first of all, write in a journal that whatever you really wanted to do in your life, write in a journal, and keep writing till it brings smile in your face, which means like you actually start feeling in your body. So first you have to create a picture in your mind what you really want to achieve in your life. And then whenever you get stuck up in any kind of situations, what he did is like he gave some wristbands to his students on which is written Abracadabra. Yes, whenever you feel stuck in any situation of your life, start feeling negative. So snap it a little bit. You're not going to hurt yourself, but snap it to remind yourself that what I speak is what I create. I find it very interesting, and you guys can also try this exercise. Have a band, it's okay. Maybe where you sit and work, maybe where you sleep, just write this word abracadabra. So whenever you catch yourself that you are going into that negative self-talk, just tell yourself abracadabra. What I speak is what I create. Even you can do this exercise at home with your kids, with your friends. You can tell them that if you catch me or I catch you talking negative, I'm going to use this word to remind you that you don't have to talk negative. Because when whatever you're going to speak, you're going to create that. So this is a very interesting concept I thought I'm going to share with you. So remember, abracadabra, what you speak is what you create. I'm going to share with you a few exercises which you can do it on a daily basis. First, I'm going to give you 10 days challenge, and then you work on yourself, and I'm sure it's going to help you in some way or other. But guys, I keep repeating this. Taking knowledge is not enough. Knowing the concept is not enough. Taking action is very important. So please, whatever resonates with you, I'm sharing different exercises. Whatever resonates with you, please bring yourself into action in daily discipline. Do something to change your brain and change your mind and change your thoughts. Because if you're not going to do anything after the webinar, so I don't know how it's going to really help you. So please take some action. Do some kind of exercise which can discipline your mind to think in a certain way. So what we can do here, this is the 10 days challenge. It was introduced by Tony Robbins, and I find it very simple, but it's very effective. I did this with one of my clients, and I have seen a tremendous change in her life because she was so much into negative self-talk. So please, you can take note of this one and do this. So first thing you can do is like the four things you're going to do for at least for 10 days. I'm not asking you for 3 months, but at least for 10 days and you will see the difference. First thing you're going to do is check yourself. So whatever the daily habitual words you're using, like we discussed earlier, just write it down. Because we put labels on different emotions and things, and we keep repeating those things. I'm giving you simple examples here. If I say I'm worried, I'm so worried about this, what will happen? It will give more intensity to my situation and my emotion. The moment I say, oh my God, I'm so worried, what will happen? It will intense my emotion. But if I say, okay, just take a deep breath, I'm a little bit concerned, it's okay. What will happen? It will have a different impact. And if it's going to have a different impact on me, so my action is going to be different. I will not work through panic, but I will work through more presence. I will have a more relaxed state of mind. Rather than saying I'm worried, say I'm a bit concerned, I can handle it. Same as if I'm really upset with someone, I say I'm so furious about this person. What will happen? Maybe I'll feel the heat in my body and I'll say I'm so furious about this person. On the other hand, if I say I'm really irritated, I'm really disappointed, but it's okay, no problem. Let it be. It will affect me differently. So do this exercise. Just first write down what are the very common words every day you're using, which is like maybe there's certain things you're doing in life every single day, and you are using some certain words and emotions for those situations or events. So just write it down. This is what I speak. And opposite to that, what I'm going to speak from now. So this is a one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is identify three negative words, what you are telling to your brain. So this is what we're talking, whatever words we speak, it affects our brain. So write down three words. For example, so many people constantly say throughout the day, I'm frustrated, I'm depressed, I'm humiliated, I'm upset, I don't know what to do with my life. So there are definitely some words you're using it every day. People say nothing is working out for me. I don't know if anything is happening. So whatever. Just stick with yourself and write down those three negative words what you're using and then find an alternative for that. For example, depressed, you can say a little bit down. If you feel humiliated, you just say, okay, I'm a little bit uncomfortable. And most of the time, especially the females, we have this self-talk, oh my God, I look ugly. I am not beautiful. I'm not that good looking. Or sometimes we think we are alone. Nobody's with us. Nobody supports us. So change your internal talk, change your internal conversation. I am beautiful. I am supported. Even if your subconscious mind is telling you, no, this is not true, just tell your subconscious mind, shut up. I'm not listening to you. This is what I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell myself. And with time, what happened when you keep repeating the words? It will reprogram your subconscious mind. Maybe today you don't believe in those words, what you're saying. Maybe you're very upset and someone asks you, how are you feeling? You say, amazing, I'm good, I'm happy. But inside you're very sad. It's okay. It's okay to feel in that way. But you are not going to express those negative emotions through your mouth, through your words and language. This is the whole point here. Maybe today you're not feeling amazing. But if you kept on saying, I feel amazing, or my body knows how to feel amazing, my brain knows how to feel amazing, what will happen? They will take your instructions. But keep working on that. Okay, I have a message here. One second. Okay. If thank you, Aksa, for sharing your question. Can you share some alternative words for I cannot do it? It's too difficult. Yeah, it's simple. Just say, I can do it. Or if your mind is not accepting that, you tell yourself, I can do it. I know how to do it. My body can learn. If can is not working with you, you say, I can learn how to do it. It's easy. It's effortless. I can learn. So if you can't say finding very difficult to say I can do it, then say I can learn it. It's easy for me. And I know my brain knows how to make things easy for me. So keep telling yourself more simplest language. You don't have to use any fancy language. Whatever resonates with you. If it's too hard for you to say I can do it, say I can learn how to do it. It's easy for me. It can become easy for me. My brain know how easily to process this. Okay, there are other words. I have no time. I have to do everything on my own. Nobody has to do. This is what you're telling yourself. This is what I said. I'm alone. There is nobody. Rather than just say, I'm getting all the support and love in my life. Maybe today you're not getting it, but if you keep on saying, you keep creating that energy, and you will see that once your energy is going to change, it's going to attract other people as well. You you know, we all humans are connected on our conscious level. Have you ever observed when someone comes to you and that person, if it's very sad, even if that person doesn't tell you that person is sad, but you can just sense that. And you can say, are you upset? Are you sad? Now, how you're sensing that? Because on an energetic level, we all humans are connected to each other. If you are changing your energy, other people feel that too. And another problem, Aksa, what happened mostly with the women, we don't raise our voice. Raising voice means telling your needs, communicating your needs. If you feel you find yourself very unsupported at home, have you ever communicated your needs? Have you done anything about it? Because if it's just going here, it happens. Oftentimes, other person doesn't know what you are thinking. So, have you ever tried to communicate? Tell them this is too much for me. I need help. Have you ever raised your hand to ask for help, or you're just struggling with yourself? So this is very also important to know. Along with you having a positive communication, as a woman, learn to communicate your needs. Tell them what you feel, and don't assume how they're going to react, because mostly we think, even if I'm going to share it, nobody cares. So that is again your belief. You never know someone cares for you. Or even if no one cares for you, care for yourself. Do whatever you can, right? Thanks for sharing your question. All
Sorry for
right.
interrupting you
Coming
again.
back. Sorry.
I'm sorry for interrupting you back, ma'am. So what I understand is what you're trying to say is we need to treat our own minds like a kids, or just treating just, even if we are not happy, we just, it's very easy for to become somebody else's guru, but it's very difficult for us to be our own, explain something to ourselves. It's very, actually very easy to like to handle somebody else. So what you're trying to say is whenever we are having that negative thoughts, what we need to do is the same we do with the kids when they fall down, and we say, no, you're not hurt, you're okay, it's completely fine, come on, run back and don't cry. It's something same like that.
Yes, exactly. It's exactly the same thing. Because the thing is that feeling negative emotions, we humans are hardwired for negative. Let's please understand this. We are not eliminating the negative thoughts. It's not possible. So don't ever try for that. Because we humans are hardwired to think in a negative way. Why? Because of our fight and flight mechanism, because of our survival instinct, which has come very strongly from in our DNA from our ancestors and everyone. So we are not here to, or you can never eliminate the negative thoughts because sometimes the negative thoughts also helps you. If you have a fear that tomorrow, if you're not going to complete this task and tomorrow you're going to answer for that, and you have fear of your boss, sometimes that fear is good because that will help you to complete your task. But what we are saying here that you are not going to give voice to your negative emotions. Don't give voice to your negative emotions. Because if someone also is giving you feedback to you, that's why I'm saying personal development is very important and it's a daily job. Trust me, as a coach and a therapist, I still have to work every day on myself. And this is like till death. This journey is till death. Personal development, self development is till death because we are humans, we go through all those kind of emotions. We can't ignore ourselves and we can't say, I have taken 6 months coaching or I have done 6 months self development work. Now I'm done. I'm all fit. I don't need any development. No, we have to constantly work on self. That's why I emphasize again and again that these are the very simple steps I share in the webinar. And you guys must be, if you are here in this webinar, I'm sure you're interested in this topic. You must be many other tools and techniques and things. So the important thing is to work on yourself. Don't let those negative feedback affect you. You know, this suicide cases have increased just because, not because of themselves, because this is what they're hearing about themselves from other people. Those who have sucked up their energy and they feel so low about themselves, they decide to end their life. So it's very important to keep working on yourself, right? Okay, is there any other question?
Yes, thank you for asking.
Huda has raised her hand. Sorry, Halda.
Yeah, hello, good day everybody again.
Hi.
Yes, it's a very interesting, seminar. And as you're going through, I'm just saying that our mind, the way you position your mindset is what you actually do physically. You understand? So basically, if you keep telling yourself negative words, it actually tells on your human body. Psychologically, you tell yourself, I'm not doing good, I'm not well, I'm sick. You always look that way because you're always telling yourself negative things. So you need to always allow the positive, your positive mindset to at least overshadow the negative things in your head. If not, it becomes part of you, and all the time you look gloomy, all the time you look sad, all the time you look angry, and physically it's not good for the human body. Now we look at the small kids around us at home. It's very difficult for them to stay angry for so long. Why? Because they're kids and already like their brain is quite not too mature like the adults. But wherein as adults, when you are old, you find out that if you bring in negative thoughts, it tells on your self-esteem. Yeah, it tells on your self-esteem. You start having low self-esteem. You don't start believing in yourself. You start thinking of, like you said, committing suicide, and that is where it starts from the mind. you're thinking of it, and then you go and do it. So basically, my own contribution is that we need to clean our minds, try to get a positive mindset, and definitely it will help you in your physical appearance wherever you are and whatever you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Halda. Thank you so much for sharing. It's so brilliant. Thanks a lot. And very rightly, you have said the mindset is the
You're
key of
welcome.
everything. Yeah, thank you so much, Halda. Thanks a lot for sharing your thing. I really appreciate that. And that's the thing, like from our childhood, things are building up for us in our belief system, our words, everything is so interconnected to each other. And this is why I keep on saying that mental health awareness is very important because suicidal people, this ratio is increasing, and it's very sad fact. Because the thing is that when we go reach to a point of suicide, that is the point where we think that nothing can be changed in life. And this is a misconception about our lives. We think we can't change our life. It's written on the stone. It's a destiny. No, it's not a destiny. Few things are in destiny. But rest, God has given you choice to change. And that's why He's giving us such a powerful brain and mindset. Thank you so much, Helda, for sharing it. All right. So coming back to our 10 days challenge. So the third thing what you can do is like write down 3 positive words or 3 positive experiences, because this is what you remember we were talking about the earlier research where people that did for 3 months, they were just writing 3 positive things happening in their life and why they have chosen that. So the same thing we are like talking about, that write down 3 positive experiences, 3 positive changes. For example, we are talking the same thing, that how's it going. So you can, when someone asks you how's it going, so choose, because you have to first consciously decide that what you're going to talk. This is very important. When you are writing down that these are my positive experience, or you're writing that these are the negative words which habitually I'm using every day. So what is the contrary to that? You have to consciously decide that. So I have to make a conscious decision today that if someone is going to ask me how I'm feeling, so let me write down 3 things. How I'm going to reply them back. Am I feeling very amazing? Or I'm too good? I'm perfect health. Life is going perfectly amazing. What you want to reply to them? So write 3 positive experiences which you really want to experience it. So like we said, instead of all right to incredible or outrageous to spectacular, so use your word. There is 500,000 in, I'm talking about the English language, but I'm sure in every language there is a lot more positive words. So come out your daily labeling of your emotions and with situation, with events. Just consciously decide how you're going to respond to the simplest question in your life. How is it going in your life? How are you feeling today? How are you? And how you're going to respond to them. So just write 3 positive words for each experience you want to have. Another thing is that the best way, if you really want to come into that discipline, that you want to really work on this thing, and maybe you think maybe on my own I can't do it, or most of the time we are not in habit of that, so we forget doing that. So, or anyone who is around you, whom you can trust, maybe it's a close friend, maybe it's acquaintance, maybe it's your sibling or anyone, your spouse, anyone, just tell them that you know what is, don't start with so many words, just start with one thing. Like Aksa said, I keep repeating, I can't do it. Just start with one thing. How you want to rephrase this. For example, if you're going to tell your spouse, you know what, if I'm going to use this word again during the day, you're going to stop me there. And you're going to tell me, like for example, if I give an example here that if I keep on saying I'm very depressed, so I'm going to tell my spouse that if I'm going to repeat this word again, just tell me that I'm not depressed, I'm just feeling a little bit down. So even because I'm in that habit of using those negative words, so maybe my friend, my spouse, anyone around you who's you're spending most of your time with them. So ask them to stop you and remind you that you are supposed to feel in this way. So in this way also, you will get into the habit of changing your vocabulary. So these are the 4 things we spoke here. The first thing is like check yourself every day, what daily words you are using, and then write down those negative words which you're using every single day. Find an alternate words for that. Third thing was like to write 3 positive emotions, 3 positive words, and alternate words which you want to experience. Write down those 3 words, and the 4th one is like pick up any accountable partner who can help you to change your negative talk to positive talk. So this is a 10 days challenge. Try it, do it, and you will find a difference. Because that's what I said, personal development is a job which you have to do till death. So it's not going to 1 day, 2 days job. These are the very simplest thing, but very effective, very profound. So please, guys, do work on yourself. And a last bonus tip I'm going to give you. This is something very interesting exercise which I recommend to most of my clients. Is like to create, because love is the most strongest emotion which impacts our brain also and our physical health as well. To create a more love and compassion in our environment. So what I recommend, which is a beautiful thing to do, start writing love notes. So love notes doesn't mean I love you, but you can write some kind, compassionate words, maybe for your work colleagues, maybe at home. Just take this small notes and just write it as you are beautiful, you did amazing, you are an amazing. Maybe for with your kids, and even you can tell your kids, to create this environment at home. They start writing love notes to each other, surprise each other with some beautiful notes. Just write some very kind and compassionate words for each other even if you are working. So in your workplace, introduce this exercise every single day. Write maybe 2 love notes, 3 love notes, someone who is around you. Just write it in a small notes and just stick it to their laptops or stick it to fridge or anywhere. Just tell other people how much you care about them. And trust me, you will feel so good about it. And the response which you will get from your family or your friends or from your colleagues, that will be amazing. So create a more compassionate and more love environment around you. And you will also feel good. When you will start writing good and kind words for others, it's just not going to affect them, but it's going to affect your mental health as well because you are creating more love and you will feel more love inside you. So please try this at home or at your workplace and bring everyone into this habit to write love notes. It's going to be amazing and very interesting, and you will really enjoy doing that. And lastly, by Rudyard Kipling, he said, words, of course, are the most powerful drugs used by mankind. So use this drug in your favor. It is a very interesting thing I read about prosperity because we all want to have prosperity in life. And the prosperity is just not in terms of money, but prosperity in terms of love, prosperity in terms of relationship. So this word prosperity comes from 2 Latin words, pro and spera, which means toward hope. So this is very interesting to know. So when you use your words carefully, internally and externally, you move towards hope. If you want prosperity in your life, then choose more positive words, choose more positive language and more powerful language. This guy, Sonja, I can't pronounce his surname, so I'm excused for that. But this guy is like he's a researcher. He did a lot of research how to create happiness. So some people call him happiness guru because he did a lot of research how you can create happiness in your life. So very interestingly, he said that if you start sharing the positive experiences with other people, it will create a more optimistic, what you call, it will give more optimism in your life. Because most of the time, what we are doing, it's like when we are sharing our experiences with others, most of the time we're complaining. Most of the time we're telling what went wrong in our life. This is what we discussed earlier, the focus on something which is good happening in your life. If you want to be more optimistic, if you want more prosperity in your life, then even when you're talking to other people, share with them your good experiences. Engage them in a more positive conversation rather than complaining and whining and talking about someone else who's even is not required. So this guy is like has done a lot of research on how to stay happiness because I know recently one of friend she asked me, how can we be happy all the time? Not even all the time, but I just want to be happy. So this is very important rather than talking negative words and negative experiences with other people. Engage other people with more happy experiences, with more good experiences in your life. And lastly, the real secret to transforming your life is to wake up. Wake up to your unconscious language patterns that are shaping your life and the way you feel. because the quality of life is the quality of our words and emotions. If I want to have an amazing life and I want to have a dream life, I want to have a loving relationship, more money, more happiness in my life. But on the opposite side, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, I'm always my self-talk, my external talk is very negative. So what quality of life I'm creating here? Is frustration and anger. It's not a quality of life. If you want a dream life, if you want a more prosperous life, then do work on yourself. Use more positive language, more positive words, and keep working on yourself, and you will see a change in your life. From my side, this is it. If you have any questions, I have something in chat. Maria, this session has been very interesting, and all that you have explained has made things clear and brought up more positivity. Thank you so much for addressing. Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Maria. I'm so glad if this webinar has helped you in any way. And it's just not I'm limited to this webinar. My email is available. You can contact me anytime if you want to share anything. So from my best knowledge and experience, in any way, if I can help you, that would be my pleasure. So I'll be more happy to help you in any way I can. So you can drop me an email if you have any questions, anything you want to discuss with me. And thank you so much,
Can you
everyone,
please
for
share your
joining.
email in the chat box?
I'll do that.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, dear. Okay.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this webinar. I'm happy I did not miss it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, even
That's really
I feel
appreciated.
privileged. Actually feel privileged to attend this webinar.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
I
you so
really
much.
feel okay and relaxed now. Now I know, like, you gotta tell yourself positive words. You gotta be happy. You gotta share love, just to help your own mental, stability, and then actually helps you live a long life too. Because when you're always
Definitely.
happy, yeah, make yourself
Yeah,
healthy.
definitely, Allah.
Yeah,
Because stress
yeah.
reduces your life. Very, very valid point you have mentioned that it's stress, because stress creates diseases in your life. Diseases create uncomfort, and then it's definitely going to end before time.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
positivity and yes, and positive mental. That's what I emphasize a lot on mental health awareness. I'm so glad all of you guys have joined this, and I really appreciate that you invite other people also in such webinars, and your input really means a lot to me. And I'm so glad, Alda. Thank you so much for the rest of everyone that you have shared um, your knowledge in this webinar. And this, I'm sure we all learn from each other. We all learn from each other.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, so it's amazing. Thank you to Mahina, her team, for arranging these webinars. You're doing great, Mahi, and your team as well.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for this
Mani.
webinar.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining me and listening to me.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Asma. Thank you for joining us. And we wait for another session continuing in the coming month. See you all over there.
Inshallah, we will.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.